You've just inched through 45 minutes of security. Your flight board's in 20, and suddenly a TSA agent is lifting your bag, calling over a supervisor, and reaching for something you packed without even thinking. Sound familiar? If it doesn't yet, it will. Because airport security is changing fast, and most travelers have no clue what's coming in 2026. The rules have shifted, the tech has upgraded, and everyday items that used to glide through checkpoints are now getting flagged, pulled aside, and tossed out with zero warning. Before you pack another suitcase, hit that like button and subscribe so you never get caught off guard at the airport again. Today, we're breaking down the 10 everyday items TSA will take from you this year, including one that's surprising senior travelers every single day. Number 10. Incense, herbal powders, and spiritual items. This category catches travelers completely off guard, especially anyone carrying cultural or ceremonial items. TSA now pays close attention to anything resembling unmarked powder, emitting strong scents, or potentially flammable. That means incense sticks, loose herbal blends, ceremonial powders, even sacred sand used in religious rituals can trigger immediate suspicion. The painful truth: agents aren't trained to recognize cultural significance. They're trained to identify risk. Travelers have watched meaningful items, objects carried for decades, confiscated because screeners couldn't verify contents or didn't understand their purpose. If something smells strong, lacks clear labeling, or resembles fine powder, expect questions. Label everything clearly. Pack items in your carry-on. Be prepared to explain calmly. For rare or culturally significant objects, consider bringing brief documentation describing their purpose. These items carry deep personal meaning, but TSA evaluates security risk, not sentiment. Number 9. DIY snacks wrapped in foil. You're trying to save money, avoid overpriced airport food, so you prepare a homemade sandwich or wrap a burrito in aluminum foil. Smart thinking until that foil hits the X-ray machine. Aluminum blocks imaging completely. Your lunch becomes a solid, opaque mass that could be concealing anything. Agents are trained to stop whatever they cannot see through, meaning your carefully wrapped sandwich triggers an automatic bag search. Travelers have lost 15 to 20 minutes watching security unwrap sandwiches layer by layer. Some miss connections over nothing more dramatic than a tightly wrapped meal. You're not breaking any rules. Food is permitted. But foil creates suspicion when scanners can't penetrate it. Use clear containers, plastic wrap, or parchment paper instead. These materials pass through imaging without issue. Nobody needs their lunch dissected like evidence at a crime scene. Number 8. Electric grooming devices with unclear battery information. Electric razors, toothbrushes, beard trimmers. Grooming tools so common, most travelers never give them a second thought. Yet these devices keep triggering surprise bag searches. The problem isn't the device itself, it's the battery hidden inside. Many older models and gadgets purchased overseas use lithium batteries that don't meet current safety standards. And critically, a lot of these products don't display battery specifications anywhere visible. No watt hours, no voltage, nothing. When TSA scans your bag and can't verify what kind of battery powers your razor, they default to a simple rule. If they can't confirm it's safe, it doesn't fly. Travelers report losing electric toothbrushes, trimmers, even medical grooming devices simply because labels rubbed off or never existed. Checked luggage faces even stricter enforcement. If your grooming device doesn't clearly display battery information, consider bringing a newer model or a manual backup. Keep these items in your carry-on where you can explain them if necessary. Small details matter more than ever. Number 7. Unmarked prescription medications. This category shakes travelers more than any other, particularly seniors. You've packed your medications the same way for years: a pill organizer, a small plastic bag, maybe a few tablets pulled from a larger bottle. Nothing unusual until TSA stops you. Certain everyday prescriptions now trigger heightened scrutiny. Sleep aids, anti-anxiety medications, pain relievers containing controlled ingredients, even some allergy medicines appear on substance watch lists. The moment these pills show up unmarked or outside original containers, the burden of proof falls entirely on you. I've heard countless stories from older travelers forced into secondary screening because they couldn't immediately verify their medication was legitimate. Some missed flights. Others described feeling interrogated over a prescription they've taken for decades simply because the pharmacy label had faded. The rule is unforgiving. If TSA cannot instantly verify a pill's identity, they can confiscate it. If they suspect a controlled substance, you may face temporary detainment while they confirm your prescription. The only protection is preparation. Keep medications in original bottles with visible pharmacy labels. Bring printed prescriptions. For anything that might raise questions, carry a doctor's note explaining your medical need. It sounds excessive until one tiny pill bottle derails your entire trip. Number 6. Camping gear and tent stakes. Adventure travelers get blindsided by this constantly. You're heading straight to the backcountry after landing, so you pack your ultralight tent, titanium stakes, and collapsible camp stove. Practical thinking until that gear hits the X-ray belt. Tent stakes, regardless of how thin or polished, appear as sharp metal spikes on security scanners. Agents treat them exactly like potential weapons. Hikers have lost entire sets of high-end equipment because the pointed tips looked dangerous. Camp stoves create problems too. Certain collapsible models feature edges or attachments resembling multi-tools or blades. One traveler described surrendering a $300 titanium stove because a small adapter looked weaponizable. And then there's fuel. Any kind, gas canisters, liquid fuel, pressure cartridges is completely banned. Not restricted, not questionable. Banned from all luggage, carry-on, and checked. If you're serious about backcountry travel, the frustrating truth is this: ship your expensive gear ahead, rent it locally, or purchase at your destination. Carrying hardcore camping equipment through security is asking for trouble. Number 5. Toys that look like weapons. You're packing for a family trip. A foam sword for your son. A bright orange toy blaster for your daughter. Maybe a plastic lightsaber or an action figure gripping a tiny rifle. Everything feels harmless and fun. But TSA doesn't evaluate intent. They evaluate appearance. If an item looks like a weapon or could cause momentary panic in another passenger's peripheral vision, it can be confiscated immediately. It doesn't matter if the toy is neon pink, covered in cartoon stickers, or obviously made of plastic. Replica swords, cosplay props, and anything resembling a firearm trigger. Extra screening or outright removal. I've seen families pulled aside because a toy pistol buried in a child's backpack appeared threatening on the X-ray. Convention goers have watched expensive replica weapons disappear into bins without a second glance. The logic is blunt. Anything mimicking real violence becomes a security concern the moment it appears on a scanner. If you're traveling with kids or heading to an event involving costumes, ship props separately or purchase them at your destination. Otherwise, be prepared to part with them. Number 4. High-capacity power banks. Tech-savvy travelers run into this problem constantly. You need your devices charged for a long flight, so you pack a powerful external battery. Logical thinking, but anything exceeding 100 watt-hours requires airline approval, and batteries above roughly 160 watt-hours are banned entirely. No exceptions, no workarounds. The bigger issue? Most travelers have no idea their battery crosses these limits until an agent pulls it aside. And here's where things get frustrating. If the label is faded, missing, or hard to read, TSA won't calculate capacity for you, they won't guess. They treat the battery as suspicious and either confiscate it or force you to surrender it voluntarily. Power banks designed for content creators, photographers, and digital nomads often exceed these thresholds without clear warnings. Modern laptops demand more juice than ever, pushing travelers toward higher capacity options they don't realize violate regulations. Check your battery's watt-hour rating before packing. Ensure the number is clearly visible. And remember, all power banks belong in carry-on luggage. Checked bags face even stricter enforcement. Number 3. Water bottles with hidden compartments. Reusable bottles seem like the safest travel item imaginable. Empty it, drop it in the bin, walk through. But a growing trend has created unexpected problems: hidden storage compartments. Brands now market insulated bottles with secret pill holders, detachable bases, and double-walled sections designed for supplements or vitamins. Some travelers don't even realize their bottle has concealed storage, but TSA agents see these anomalies instantly on X-ray. Anything that looks like a hiding spot triggers alarm bells. If security can't verify the contents on the spot, they don't investigate further. They confiscate. Travelers have reported losing expensive stainless steel bottles simply because the insulated base appeared hollow on the scanner. The fix is straightforward. Choose completely transparent bottles with no detachable sections, no secret compartments, nothing that obscures the interior. And always, always, empty it completely before reaching the checkpoint. Number 2. Smart luggage with built-in batteries. That sleek suitcase with GPS tracking, USB ports, and digital locks feels like traveling in the future. But if its lithium-ion battery can't be removed by hand, without tools, TSA treats the entire bag as a fire hazard. And airlines are equally unforgiving. These batteries are completely banned from checked luggage because one overheating cell in a pressurized cargo hold can trigger a thermal runaway fire that crew members cannot reach or extinguish. This isn't a new rule, but enforcement has become absolute. There's no negotiation at the counter. If your battery requires a screwdriver, your expensive suitcase stays behind. Major luggage brands redesigned their products years ago specifically because of these regulations. Before your next trip, verify that your bag's battery pops out with your hands alone. Some airlines now request documentation proving removability. Download your product manual or keep a screenshot on your phone. A 30-second check at home prevents a very expensive goodbye at the gate. Number 1. Protein powder, pancake mix, and anything powdery. That tub of vanilla whey sitting in your gym bag. TSA doesn't see a harmless supplement. They see a substance that looks identical to explosive compounds under an X-ray scanner. Here's the reality. Any powder exceeding 12 ounces triggers enhanced screening. We're talking protein powder, pre-workout, pancake mix, matcha, coffee creamer, electrolyte packets, even baby formula if you've packed a large container. The TSA officially states that powders over this threshold must be placed in a separate bin and may require the container to be opened for inspection. If agents can't verify what's inside, it doesn't make it past the checkpoint. I've heard from travelers who missed connecting flights because an unlabeled collagen supplement required 3 rounds of testing. Others describe 20-minute delays over meal replacement powder they've carried for years. The solution isn't complicated. Keep powders under 12 ounces, use original packaging whenever possible, and place them in a dedicated bin before they ask. A few extra seconds of preparation beats watching your gate close from the security line. Bonus: the silent bag rejection. You never saw coming. You measured your carry-on at home. You checked airline dimensions twice. You weighed it carefully. So why do gate agents keep pulling travelers aside and slapping them with surprise fees? Because there's an unspoken reality almost nobody discusses. If your bag looks overstuffed, it can be rejected, even if measurements are technically legal. The moment zippers bulge, expansion panels open, or you've strapped a jacket to the outside, your bag no longer fits smoothly into sizing frames. Airlines treat that as grounds for gate checking with full fees. Travelers report charges up to $90 because their bag failed the fit test despite meeting official dimensions. TSA doesn't care about size, but airlines absolutely do. And they leverage security delays or boarding pressure to force passengers into checking bags they'd rather carry. The solution is discipline. Compress everything, close expansion zippers, remove anything hanging externally, and test your bag in a real measuring frame before leaving home. Now you understand why ordinary items are creating chaos at checkpoints. Travelers lose powders they packed innocently, smart luggage they invested hundreds in, camping gear meant for once-in-a-lifetime adventures, toys meant for children, medications meant to keep them healthy, all because rules evolved faster than awareness. But here's the upside. Once you understand why items get flagged, you bypass the holdups entirely. No more missed connections over protein powder, no arguments at the gate over swollen luggage, No watching something personal disappear forever. Preparation is the ultimate travel advantage. If this breakdown saves you even one stressful moment at the airport, drop a comment below telling me which item surprised you most. I read every single one. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.